several Tesla vehicles caught fire early Tuesday morning at a service center in Las Vegas. Investigators believe the fire was intentional, and local law enforcement suspect an individual deliberately targeted the vehicles. Authorities have not yet identified a motive, but the incident follows a pattern of vandalism against Tesla vehicles and dealerships nationwide. Tesla CEO Elon Musk's close ties to President Donald Trump have made the company a proxy target for those that wish to express opposition to the administration. Dismissing these attacks as acts of petty vandalism would be a mistake. These are acts of political terrorism, and if they go unpunished, progressives will only escalate their tactics. For many, the Black Lives Matter and Antifa riots served as a wake-up call, exposing a breakdown in law and order. The destruction of property and attacks on individuals made it clear that violence had become an accepted political tool. The shock came not just from the riots themselves, but from the support that they received from elected officials and law enforcement. Political terrorism has long been a tactic of the left, emerging at key moments to push its agenda forward. A near monopoly on media and education has allowed progressives to rewrite history, erasing their movement's violent past. But this is nothing new, and if serious action isn't taken, more terrorism will follow. The civil rights movement is often remembered as a series of peaceful protests that led to major social change. While many activists did engage in laudable, non-violent demonstrations that won public sympathy, violence was also a significant feature of the era. The Harlem riots of 1964, the Los Angeles riots of 1965, and the Detroit and Newark riots of 1967 illustrate this reality. Following Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, riots erupted in more than 100 American cities between 1968 and 1969. Because the movement is judged favorably now, these acts of political violence are rarely discussed. Yet they played a crucial role in shaping the period, including contributing to the election of Richard Nixon. In 1969, future Barack Obama mentor Bill Ayers co-founded the Weather Underground, a leftist terrorist group. This revolutionary Marxist organization helped instigate the Days of Rage riots in Chicago and carried out bombings at the U.S. Capitol, the Pentagon, the California Attorney General's office, and a New York police station. Despite their violent history, several members of the group later secured prestigious academic positions. And leftist political violence didn't just end in the 1960s. The Miami riots of 1980, the Los Angeles riots of 1992, the Cincinnati riots of 2001, and the Ferguson riots of 2014 show that it remains a recurring feature of American politics. The pattern is predictable. The media frames a justifying narrative, progressive activists coordinate the unrest, and political pressure ensures that few, if any, perpetrators face consequences. The American left has long treated violence as a legitimate tool of persuasion and expects to use it without accountability. After the mob violence of 2020, victorious Democrats shifted their usual blend of soft power and plausible deniability to overt authoritarian tactics. The Biden administration directed the FBI to investigate parents protesting at school board meetings and Catholics attending the Latin Mass. The Justice Department pushed for excessive sentences against January 6 protesters and even prosecuted a man for posting memes mocking Hillary Clinton. Democrats also attempted to bankrupt Donald Trump, remove him from the ballot, and ultimately imprison him. When all of those efforts failed, they escalated their tactics, leading to multiple assassination attempts. Their political violence culminated in the injury of the soon-to-be president and the tragic death of firefighter Corey Competor, who died protecting his own family. Democrats have suffered defeat on every level. Their party's approval rating continues to decline. Their policies repel voters, and they lost both the Electoral College and popular vote in the last election. Frustrated and desperate, progressives have returned to their most reliable strategy: open political violence. Some conservatives dismiss the recent vandalism and destruction targeting Tesla as a minor property crime, but these incidents don't exist in a vacuum. They're part of a broader pattern of escalating violence from a movement that refuses to accept political losses. The left has already embraced and celebrated political assassination over the past year. Many celebrities and political commentators openly voiced frustration that an assassin's bullet narrowly missed killing Donald Trump on live television. Meanwhile, an entire subculture of worshippers has formed around Luigi Mangione, who allegedly assassinated the CEO of United Healthcare. Progressives, consumed by desperation and rage, are lashing out at anyone and anything that they perceive as political opposition. Political violence in the United States must be met with zero tolerance. For too long, the left have enjoyed the ability to use violence as a political tool, relying on its media monopoly to shield perpetrators from legal and political consequences. Progressives have already escalated their tactics to assassination, successfully killing multiple victims. Sitting around and pretending like, oh, we're just one step away from things getting out of hand. No, we're very much in the realm of things being out of hand. The Trump administration must not dismiss these attacks on Tesla as some kind of petty act of vandalism. These are the warning signs of a more serious domestic terror situation to come. Federal law enforcement must act swiftly. If any leftist organization played any role in planning or facilitating these attacks, it should be treated as a domestic terror threat. Authorities must act decisively against violent extremism now, or risk emboldening these lunatics until they commit even worse crimes in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so. If you'd like to get these broadcasts as podcasts, make sure to subscribe to the Auron MacIntyre Show on your favorite podcast platform. And if you do, leave a rating or a review. It really helps with the algorithm magic. If you'd like to follow me on Rumble or Odyssey or Substack or Gab or Twitter or Instagram, just go ahead and look for the links down below in the description. If you'd like to pick up my book, The Total State, you can find it both in conventional and audio formats at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, or order it at your favorite local bookstore. And if you'd like to support the show, you can head to shopblazemedia.com, click on the Auron MacIntyre collection, and you will find merch there that you can pick up if you would like to support what we're doing here. And of course, you can watch all of my shows and read all of my columns over at The Blaze. Thank you everybody for watching, and as always, I'll talk to you next time.